Hello, so today we're going to be looking at the top 5 most underrated and top 5 most overrated NFL teams in the 2020 season. I think I said that wrong. Did I say? I don't know, but you can see it on the screen right now. The 5th most underrated team, I think, is the Rams. I think they are underrated mostly because they missed the playoffs last season, but it was only by, like, one win. Like, the Vikings were 6th seed, Rams were 7th seed, just one win behind. I think they can make it back to the playoffs this year, but who knows, maybe not. But I think that they are not getting the recognition that they deserve. I think that they're better than what most people think they are. And the 5th most overrated team is the Broncos. I think they're just slightly overrated, but not too much. There aren't very many overrated teams, but the teams that are overrated, I think, are pretty much pretty highly overrated. But with the Broncos, I think that they deserve to be pretty hyped. They have a good chance of getting into the playoffs this year. But I just think that they're it's starting to get ridiculous with how much people are hyping them up. Number 4 most underrated team is the Dolphins. I think that they've had a pretty good roster. They were just tanking last year. I think that they have a good chance of getting a pretty decent record, but I don't think they'll do it this year. I think they'll just uh, do another year of tanking, or at least uh, do decent. And then next year, I think they'll do even better. 4th most overrated team is the Cowboys. I've seen that people are hyping them up to be the best team in the NFC this year. I don't think that's the case. I think that they're getting a little bit better, but not a lot. I think they could win the NFC East. I mean, and possibly make it up to number 3 or 2 or 3 seed. But I don't think they'll be the best team in the NFC. Number 3 most underrated team is the Bears. I think that they're pretty underrated. I think that they could do at least decent next year, but most people have been taking them as being one of the worst teams in the league. But I think that they could do at least decent, maybe even make the playoffs as a 7 seed or something. Number 3 most overrated team in the NFL is the Cardinals. I think that they could do better, maybe make the playoffs, but I don't think they're gonna win the division. They're in the toughest division of football, but uh, I think they could still do at least okay. I think they're gonna do at least better than last year, and Kyler Murray is gonna get better. I think that the Cardinals could do uh, at least pretty good next year, maybe make a wild card spot. The number 2 most underrated team is the Bengals. I think that they have a really good coach and a really good team, but they were just tanking last year to get the number 1 pick. With Joe Burrow, I think that they could do pretty good next season. Maybe not with the Ravens in their division, but they could make the wild card spot if they wanted to. But I think they're gonna tank another year so that they can have enough good players to maybe win the division against the Ravens and the Steelers, maybe even the Browns. But the number 2 most overrated team is the Browns. Speaking of the Browns, I think that they're still pretty overrated, but I don't know. They could be good this year, but judging by last year, I don't think that they're going to be amazing. Maybe make the 7 seed. I don't think they're good enough to win the division quite yet. The number 1 most underrated team, I think, is the Patriots. Ever since Tom Brady left the Patriots, I think that people have been misjudging them. Tom Brady was the key to the team or something, but no. I think that Tom Brady was just a good player that they had. I think they're going to recede a little bit, but not super drastic. They could still win the AFC East, but I think they're at least going to get a wild card this year. The number one most overrated team this year, I think, is the Buccaneers. Ever since they got Tom Brady, uh, they've been hyped up to be like the best team in the league or something. Like they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I don't think they're gonna do that. It's just one player that I think that they got, as far as I know. Uh, but Tom Brady, I don't think is gonna be the like shot to the Super Bowl that they need. They still need other players, other people to make this team really be Super Bowl worthy. Although Tom Brady will uh, help them with a jump to possibly the playoffs, but I don't know. Maybe not this year. Maybe next year. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this time. Thank you guys for watching.